Okay, folks, I've been kind of showing some of you guys a lot of character stuff, and you're probably wondering, well, you know, where is all this stuff coming from, right? And it's actually coming from multiple different packs, and this is why there's all these different little projects here. Because what I do is I go in and I experiment with some stuff and try and um, tweak, or if there's something I don't know, I can then go into some other project and muck around with it. So if you wreck it, you can just delete it and try again, kind of thing. And the Elemental demo guy comes out of that one. It's a demo that they made, and I played around with it and got the cinematics inside there to work, and it makes a video just as good as they make. So kind of mixed and matched with that, played around with it a bit. Um, Here's where you get the studio thing. It has three different sets there, so you could do a if you were doing something in news, or you were doing something informative on YouTube or something like that, you could use something like this, right? And have it animated. That way you don't have to have your own face in there or whatever if you don't want to. This one here was me. Is the main big project, and right now I was testing out using ice over someone's head. This is, you can see his head's inside there, right? And that's part of this ice cool pack here, playing with these textures over things, right? And there's certain spots and things that you can do so that it looks like he's frozen, but his clothes aren't, right? And then you'd have to go up and you'd have to change his animation set so that he's not moving, and then that would more emulate that he's frozen solid, right? Or if you want to have a superhero or something that's like an Iceman, there you go. Now you can use the animations for that. And yeah, so this is just one little level, right? And we will go like this, level, and it brings up this thing here. These are all the little packs that I have in the one project. You go down to the map area here, and as you can see, there's a lot of maps in this project here, right? That's the second pack there, and the one where I've been working in is down here. This one here. Now take a minute to load, and while it's doing that, I'll go roll a cigarette. And when I take a break, I'll go have my smoke. Because I got a feeling stuff's gonna take a while to load. I was also explaining that one of the reasons it takes me longer to do things and why you don't see me going live doing tutorials with this is I'm stuck down to a 4-thread machine, which is the minimum that you can do this with this engine. I tried there's an INI file that you can change the threads. So let's say you had a triple core machine that has 6 threads. You can actually turn it down to 4 threads, so it would go as fast as my machine, but it wouldn't lag you because you'd have 2 more threads to be going doing other things, right? So then you're not using 100% CPU use and everything locks up on you, and you just sit here for minutes going, you know, their head going, right? Which, as things warm up, it's also not a great thing unless you are really confident in your cooling system to be doing, you know, lots of stuff like this all the time, because sooner or later the CPU goes and then you're done. I just it just makes me nervy to be running a CPU at such an amount. Although I did do it once with a server for 8 months straight and constantly on, and it wasn't the CPU that fried, but it fried, the power supply went, and it went spectacularly, and then it fried the motherboard. So that's the consequence there, which basically fries everything else. So anyway, I was mucking around with this thing. I made that. That's what happens to this thing when it goes thin. It makes it look weird like that. Because, watch this. I'll make it thick again. Hold on here. If I can click it. Will it let me do that? No, it won't. Stupid thing. Where? Come on down here. Where is all this stuff? Oh, it's up here. There we go. Cube. There's a cylinder. Scale. I'm gonna go over here. Look around at the side. I think it was this. Make it thicker. See what I mean? See the difference? And there's. I think by the time you get to 425 and 5, this suddenly will be something that you can deal with, because if you saw the demo for what they can do in the PlayStation 5, I'm just not figuring out something here, because you can see through this, you can see the clouds in the background. The problem is I put light behind this thing and it doesn't shine through like a Stargate. So I'm curious that you're allowing volumetric light through here, right? Like you can see that light, but not directional lights or other lights. I tried every other light. I tried every light. It won't work. So, kind of stuck for something like that. The only other thing I can think of is that you'd have to create a surface and just change the surface constantly around and make it look that way, but it's a lot of work too, and I'd probably have to do it in Blender, which then I'd be spending an hour, billion years doing that. But anyway, back to over here. So when you go into your library, you get this lovely mess. Okay, I just want to scroll through this once, and you can see why developers need to have categories in here. How the hell are you supposed to find something in here easily, right? Well, there is some easy ways, right? Let me scroll back up. There's over 440 things in there. Anyway, okay, first of all, we go down to the. So you go down to here, and if you wanted to get to these paragon characters, type in para. There you go. You don't even need to type anymore. But anyway, these are the AAA characters that were going to be put into a video game, completely done, and they have everything from audio and animations that come with them. Okay, plus you can retarget them to general mannequin stuff. Most of the time, there are some. If they're holding onto a weapon, you're going to have to unsocket that weapon and remove it, or null the bones or something, or get into bone messing around with the bones, because some of them you're going to have a hard time. Like I was trying to get one guy to sit down, and there was a, like, you have your hand pointing at something. Well, the problem is that hand usually has a gun in it, right? Or a weapon in it. And that's the problem, right? So some of the animations may or may not work. And in one guy in particular, whenever I do these things, it just makes them all look stupid, weird looking. And then you'll have to go in and mess with the bones. And that's why I say. But to give you an idea what I'm talking about, when I say you can basically, you know, one of these guys, one of these guys could be multiple characters, right? That looks like a monster, right? So there you got a creature, right? And you go over here. This could be some other force, right? It's got a skeleton there or something like that. So he's some elite unit, right? And you got another one over here and another one here, right? They're all different, right? Well, these two are kind of the same but different colors. So they could be some military unit, right? In fact, there's that many of them right here. Okay, you got this guy here, right? And you got this one here too. Okay, so that one is actually 8. Are we going? You know what I mean? All right. So go back to the library, and to give you an idea on the lady front, what that ends up being. Where was that countess? Here we are. This is a good example too of different stuff, right? So you got this one. Ooh, trippy. Kind of looks like that Heiress of Chaos. Ooh. Right? There's another one, right? Right? Color that purple or whatever, or whatever. And you got this one here, kind of the Egyptian feel, so that might be something I might use in the Stargate stuff. Little Egyptian-y, Okay? So you get 5 out of that one. So just from 2 characters, you got 13 different potential ways to use these characters. They don't have to be the same person, right? And that's the neat thing about all these skins, right? Another good one here is this guy here. I never even thought about it. He looked like a little, see, it looks like a badger, right? Well, check this out. Now all of a sudden it's a giant mech, right? That looks kind of cool, right? Then you got this one here. This one looks really neat when it's done, right? Okay. Now these are ones where he's got the badger look on him, right? Different colors. There you go. Look at that. So that one, you get 7, right? And I've used this one here. I'll probably use this one here, right? And you've seen me running around with this one. Just wanted to see what they were like. And, you got, here's those evil looking guys. This will be something that might be a gold, right? Kind of like the Anubis or something, maybe? See, you got different looks. Looks real trippy. Right? So you got 4 different casts, right? They could be different things. You don't know what they are. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them yet, but they'll be used. Right? Okay, and so you can use some of these as protagonists or not. And when I was joking around there, I went in here. Alright, and you got this guy here, and this kind of looked like that drunk 3PO guy, so I thought that was kind of funny. And you got this kind of ninja-like guy. You got one here, kind of looks like Jeremy a little bit. Maybe not. You got to put a hat on him at least, I guess. Maybe that would be Mark the Cyborg. Who knows? I don't know. That one looks trippy. Funny looking eyes there. You see? And then you got one that could be for somebody who's Latino there, or whatever. And you got all kinds of that. That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't have to be the one guy, right? So each of these has multiples, right? And then you've got this little area. It's a 17 gigabyte pack to download, right? Okay. This just makes this. If you want to put it together like this, you can put it together like that, but you don't have to. You get all these little pieces, okay, and you can put them together, right? Okay. And let's see here. We'll go flying through some more here. Oh, let me see here. These minion things, we're going to use them too somewhere. Okay. They're like creatures, right? You might run into. There's some dinosaurs. Beasts, right? Kind of elemental, right? And there's a picture of them all right there. Different kinds of them. All kinds of them. Right? Now these came out a while back. So, the thing is that there's just so many of them. Right? And let's see. Every one of them has at least a couple different uses. Like even this one here, I thought, well, I'd probably never use this, right? Looks real trippy. Right? You only got 3 in that one. That's probably one of the ones I probably won't use too much. We got this one here, right? Different looks. Kind of look like troopers, right? Or maybe base soldiers or something, right? Like you can go read through all this stuff, see, I haven't had a look at this one in a while. I can't remember. Some kind of weird flying creatures, right? Be like the elves of whatever you're doing or something. I don't know. May not use those. Let's see here. This one's just crazy looking. And when you put the character in, the helmet's already on, so you wouldn't even know that's female. You might even get away with it being male. Although, mind you, these two little things kind of would give that away. It's not a breastplate. It's a it's a dual breastplate. This guy's really trippy looking. Right, so you got this guy here, right? He's like big and that color there, right? Let this load in. Come on here, you. My internet go funny? There we go. Look at that. It's like some creature or god or something, right? You could use that, and then you got, it's kind of the um, uh, celestial kind of look from Marvel, kind of in a weird way. There's another one that's kind of trippy looking. And you got that one that's looking a little bit more robot-y, right? And you got this one here, and they got this. He's got this big shield or something on there, and he can use it on his arm, but he'll carry it behind him. It's really weird. I guess it's sort of protect him his back or something, right? Sparrow, Archer, right? See, lots of, and when you go from this one, or where is it? Over here, this one to this one, it looks like two different people. So you could be using, and the poses can be changed, the animations can be changed. So you could be doing stories or little animations and having completely different people, okay? And if you're not doing this for money, like it's a fan project or something, you could go over and you can use the Mixamo stuff and carry on, right? But if you're going to do something that you might think of selling later, you wouldn't want to touch the Mixamo stuff, and then you would be using, let's see here, I'll show you that in a minute. Let's see here, go over here, I'll get out of there for a minute, and you go into, say something like this, and you go into here, come on, this way, up here, show off what it go. And as you see in front of you, you have all these here. Okay? I mean, it's even got silly stuff in here. Right? You know, you could be holding a baby, you got a head scratch, you got a deal, and then he'll shake your hand, and there's all kinds of different ones in here. There's just a crap ton of them. Right? There's him picking something up off the floor, even, you know. There's a whole bunch of them sitting on the bench, right? So you can use that one to, you know, do something like that. And he's got his arm up on the bench there, right? Let's see. And there's more of those in here. They gave out a bunch more of those. Let me see if I can find them. Animal variety pack, nice color pack. Seas. Where's the mocap stuff? You got some stuff in here. Alright, these are some more of them. Different ones that actually do stuff. Like if I wanted to, like when you see the troops like marching, right? These ones will actually go like a distance, right? But they do different things. Like, and this is what I was going to do, is mix them all up a bit, and as the army goes by, one of them might look over at you, you know, and another one might be doing something different. And you can also go in and let's say I edit this one here. Let's just see here. I can give it a new name, right? You see how he's walking along? He'll walk right off the screen of me. Disappear. See? Now if I back up a bit, look down, there he is still. He walks quite a distance. He'll reappear up here, over here somewhere. There he is. So anyway, one of the things you can do is you can stop this thing and then you can record. Like let's say he walks a little ways, stops, and then keeps going. You can actually record him doing that. The actual animation's still here. It's just you recording it by delaying them a little bit in there. And I've done that with some things to create it looking more organic, right, in a scene. And this is just from stuff that's, you know, freely available or has been freely available. One of the things that I think I can pride myself on is the fact that I've been sitting here quietly just grabbing all this freebies, just enjoying it, learning different things. And you know, a year and a half ago I'd never touched this thing, so yeah, you know, self-taught, yay. Mind you, I had a little bit of a leg up because I've used Autodesk in the past, so you have a bit of an idea on using things. Just give me a second here, and I will continue along in a minute here. And we'll go back in and it will take you through each and every one of the paragons and the skins. So this will be a bit of a long video. I just wanted to show them off and show you that potentially you may see these characters at one point or another as part of this little mini short. Now I have no idea how long this will end up being, but I can probably figure that it's going to be, I don't know, I may have to see how that goes, right? And then there's, you know, once it gets figured out that I'm doing it, are they going to come copyright me or all that stuff too, right? Hit you with a copyright or something, you know? I hope not. It's a fan project. I'm not making any money. I'm not monetized. So, you know, I mean, even the jurisdiction I am, I've said it before, you know, technically by law, you can't even sue me for copyright because I'm not making any money from any of your stuff. So, meh, you know, but I'm going to respect it. I'm going to respect the people around and everything else. It's kind of like a, you know, enjoy. Anyway, let's continue along here. So that was Sparrow, and let's check out Wukong here. Now I'm going to give them all different names too. That's another thing in the end here, right? So this could be like as they, you know, go to different worlds and different places. Maybe there's different races that they might run into, and you see how different that guy is from that guy, right? You know, you see what I'm saying? It's like night and day. Right? You see what I mean? Like this is part of the, you know, and then look at that one. He looks totally different. Right? All you'd have to do is change the weapon there a little bit and you wouldn't even know it's the same guy. That's what I'm saying. There's 5 more guys, right? And we'll go in and see Yin here. Right? Ooh, scary. See, there's an Egyptian one too that I might be able to use. So these might be different Gould lords or whatnot, right? You never know. You never know how I'll use that. I already looked at that one. Let's check this one out. So we'll just walk through each and every one of these. Okay, yeah, we have looked at that one. Okay, we looked at Steel, we looked at Sparrow. Check out Shinobi, or Shinbi. Happy looking person. Kind of looks the same there. So that would be just, you would, in a case where it's just maybe hair color that changes a bit and you can notice it's the same, you might just use the same character a little bit more. And I guess they give you a little pet to go along with her, I guess. I don't know. It's different. I haven't checked that one out much. And checked out Savrog. So wait a minute. Whoops. Whoops. This one's pretty neat. This kind of looks like an angel of sorts, eh? See what I mean? Like, that's pretty trippy. And what you see here is when you put her into a scene, right? Certain animations, the wings will these wings over here will appear, right? And you could do different things with that, right? So there's the purple lady, right? The red hair. Eh, 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 eh. And then it has the different hair colors and stuff like that. Okay. Rictor. This guy's pretty. You know, there's a weird looking one for Christmas. That's just a crazy looking guy, eh? It's only got two of them really, so it'd be just to use him as one. This one has potential to do different stuff, as I remember. Kind of neat looking, different look. Maybe not. Maybe this one here will be different, and then you just use these three as something. Rampage. This one's pretty neat. I like this. This is pretty neat because he looks. You see this one, and then you. Whoops. Back up. Back up. I hate when it does that to me. You see this one, and then you go to the next one, right? He's a rock guy, right? And then you go to this one. Now he's like a red version of that. Now look at that one. Ooh, those arms, right? Ooh, crazy looking. So this one could be different. And these could be just variants of the same race. So you got to look at it that way so that you can have some fun with it, because it's not a game where you need to buy a skin, right? You know what I mean? And this is the one that you learn to do this retargeting with. That I've shown a few people the little tutorial that can do that within 10 minutes. That because this one is such a good example, you can do it in 5 with very little bone efforting, and you don't need to use her animations, right? You just stick with the third person, and it will work. It's not perfect, but then you can get into the rest of the next 5 minutes, and then you got the rest of it, right? So you got different look, right? It's got a couple there. And where are we up here? Kind of the orcish guys, right? I just figured, show that off. There's a Halloween thing. I've never used these guys. They look pretty. That's a lot of bones. That might not come out right. That's some of these are. Ooh. This one also looks kind of like it would be complicated to do because of the multiple extra. But as long as the middle form it conforms, it just means these wouldn't animate until you did something with those bones to make it that way. Trippy looking character, right? So maybe another race species that you run into going through the gate. See, this is just sort of the example of how you begin to come up with the ideas. It's like I was telling artists and other people how I come up with ideas. I go to ArtStation, I just grab about 50 of these great artists' stuff, put them in a directory, and stare at it for a little while, and just crap just starts coming into my brain about how to make up a story. I mean, it's that easy, right? You know, like whatever works for you to inspire you is how you works for you. But that's how it works for me. I look at something visual and then it pops out of my brain. I could be watching somebody's video and then just get an idea and I gotta go, I gotta do something, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, because I gotta think that way, right? So anyway, moving along, and Murdoch, we've seen him, but I'll go back in here again, right? So here's the black guy that's in here, right? You can see that color, but then they got a monster guy, right? Two different people altogether. Then this could be like some force, just like I was saying. Like you have different things, right? So you see what I mean? It's different. It's different enough, and that's well different enough, you know. He's got a whole bunch of them in here. So that's what I mean, eh? There's this guy here that you don't see, right? He looks trippy too. I don't know if they show him or not. Do they? Doesn't look like they do. No, they don't. I swear they've added a couple people here and there. This is another one I'm not sure how I'm going to use. But you see, you could use this if you're doing some Star Wars stuff. Kind of the Twi'leks, kind of, you know, kind of has that look, you know. This one here, especially over here. Which one was that? Yeah, you know, kind of like that. The witch doctor of the Twi'leks or something, right? Somebody put that one in a scene. It's different. I swear they have added some in here a little bit. We've seen the minions. There's like a little announcer bot guy, right? I'm gonna check this one out too. Right? So, there you go. And that's geeky candy, eh? Who knows, right? See, you got a different hair color, could be a different person, right? Here, go back. There we go. Who knows who that is? And you got this person here, could be a different person altogether again, right? There's a bunch of them. And then you got this one here, right there. See? There you go. Ah. I got this guy. Right, so this is sort of for the people that like anime and stuff like that, and you got your Asian cultures, right? With the big giant sword, you know. Different look for them, right? There's the different ones, right? Oh, that fuzzy looking hair, that looks different. Creatures, eh? It's pretty nasty looking beings, right? So he's kind of got the bird head people. I might use this in Stargate, maybe an inspiration for why the Egyptians went with some of these kind of cultures. Maybe it's something that managed to stand up against the Gould or something. Who knows? Just some ideas, just off the top of the head, you know. Okay, sliding up further, getting there. There's quite a few of these people, you know. This is what I'm saying. Right? So this is maybe the, let's see here. I don't know. Different kind of robots. Robot peoples. There's different kinds of them, eh? Maybe some assassins or something. Maybe you can use this one as one. Right? That's that one. Where is that? I don't know where it was. Is it the red one there? Is that what it is? No, that's the one in the background. Where is that? Oh, there it is. See, these are ones I swear they added later. Maybe. Maybe not. What was that one? That was, Kalari. Jeez, so many of them, eh? I haven't tried this one out yet. It looks funny. That looks trippy. Yeah, there's kind of this robot machine. Another. Merry Christmas. What is he riding here? He's riding a chicken. Oh boy. See, I told you, they got a sense of humor, some of these people. It's a squirrel on a chicken. the memes that are going to happen because of this one. A squirrel on a chicken. Oh boy. I think it was this one here that kind of reminded me of Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. See, he sits inside here. You see how he's outside? He'll actually jump up and get in there, which is kind of cool, right? I like that one. That looks pretty cool. That one's not too bad either. Right? See how he's sitting on top there? He does. He goes and gets right up on in there. Kind of reminds me of that, how Rocket does that. Anyway, that was howitzer. I use these ones in a scene for some monsters, just because they look really. That one looks trippy. See now, remember that big elemental monster? These could be his minions, right? And the other guy has the ice minions, which might be these guys. They're somehow related. Maybe to these guys. I don't know. Different creatures. See? That's what I mean. There's a whole whack load of these things. Let's see here. Now to Grux, go to Grim. Grim's another one that will jump up on the guy there. Look at that one, eh? Doesn't that look neat? Right? Some different looking stuff. This looks like it would have been a good, a pretty good looking game had they gone through with it. Certainly lots of characters to choose. Anyway, Greystone. Sort of the paladin look. An elvish lord, maybe. See, he got his cat head thing there. Right? See? Totally different look. Doesn't even look like the same guy. See? You go to there and you got that one. Right? Two different people. Same different armor or something. That's what I kind of mean, is that the haircut's different. The face looks skinnier. See, this one's got a different hair color, and you can play with stuff like that, right? I like this one because he's got some neat looking. See, his eyes are all glowing red there. Look at this one. Ooh, there's evil. Uh-oh. That's what I mean. There's totally differences there. And then you get this guy, skeleton guy. Right? And then you got Gadget. A few more to go. Right? So you got her in her armor. Right? That big claw arm. Right? And the little thing that flies above her. Right? Not sure how that works in the animation, but yeah. I like this guy. I was showing off him there not too long ago. Very trippy looking. Kind of has that Atlantis from Marvel kind of, thing feeling. Like, I don't know. Kind of has that feeling anyway, like he'd be a water creature of some kind. Or, in this case, ice, right? So you got couple different colors of skin and the head, or the helm. Now you got this guy. See, it's totally different from there to there, right? I was thinking one of these guys could be like Mark the Cyborg, right? Like this one here. Just kind of because he's got that little thing on the back, and he's kind of got metal legs, right? Hmm. Right. Another person with an axe or a quarter staff of some kind. Right. this one sort of looks the same across the board, so that's one character with just multiple outfits. Then there was, of course, Crunch that had the mechanoid kind of look. I like that. That's kind of a real chirpy looking look, right? I like this one here. That looks really neat. I like that. I'm not so much into the pink, but anyway, to each his own. None of these colors have to be that way. You can mess with textures and colors a little bit, you know. We've seen the Countess. We'll go check Boris out. Boris the bear. Right. It's showing up. Oh, it's not loading right for him. This is maybe only one. It's not loading the other one for me here. He's got more skins, they're just not showing it. I don't know why that is, but anyway. He was a complicated one to mess with a little bit. I played with this one here too because she's got some neat animations where she twirls up in a really trippy way. Right? You got some evil looking, look at that sword, eh? Doesn't that look like it hurt? Alright. With the Ice Princess or something like that. And you see this one is different than this one. See? That's what I mean. So you got multiple character use again, right? So as I say, I just wanted to show that off because then you guys, because like, you know, this is like a cast for an entire year's worth of animated TV kind of thing, right? And that the whole idea is that, you know, I set up the scenes and then I get into the camera stuff and start messing with, you know, doing the camera stuff, and then, you know, then I got to figure out how I'm gonna have these people communicate, whether it be voiceovers or something simple like a speech bubble thing or something like that, or like a text box, you know, kind of like how a comic book does things, right? I mean, that's the simple way that needs no extra people, no running around, less hassle. However, doing it might be a little complicated, right? Um, like, we'll see how that works. I mean, it could very well be. There, you know, there's enough people and talent around me between the people I have on Twitter and YouTube that I don't think I would ever need to not have a pool of people. I mean, I could go and give Kevin Sorbo $60 and he would say a paragraph for me, you know, and that could be one of these guys, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's you can get a big name into it just by doing things like that. If you know what you're doing, okay, people? Like, this is part of how you got to use your brain about who you're associating with and what you're doing, and you know, it's good to joke around and have a bit of fun and remember, you know, blah 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 blah. But you know, when it gets down to the business side of things, you gotta think of, well, who would be good for this? Who would be good for that? How can I do this uh, in an efficient way for me? That's not gonna like be an arm and a leg, right? You know, I'm not a rich person, right? But I'm not poor either, right? I mean, you know, that's the whole thing, right? So, and I gotta make sure that I'm not spending money while I'm setting all this stuff up over the next couple of months. And yes, couple of months, so that when I get a better machine, the machine that I get will be doing all the work for the end part. Okay? Because then it's going to be migrating all that stuff on to the other machine. I don't even. Yeah, that's going to be the fun part. It'll be like writing down everything and doing everything, and then I almost might. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how I'll do that. I'll just keep the one machine as sort of like the thing and just get myself a second account here and just use the other machine and grab in there and do all the work and then ship it back up to the main project and then just out it, right? Might be safer that way too, you know, in the long run. Oh, and I brought this in because I'm going to get these characters in here. I haven't compiled them, so that's, you know, something I'm not going to do right now. What I was doing, let's see here. Okay, we'll get out of here for a minute. Yeah, I gotta add collision to that, so you can't walk through it. That's how big this pyramid is. I mean, that much of it. See, it goes like that. That much of it is under the ground. It's even got the capstone on it and everything. It's like, phew. One of the things that's missing, right, is an entrance into it anywhere. And oh, I don't know. I might just spend the time and go and build a real proper one. Like this is just something out of another pack that they gave out free, and I'm just kind of pulling different pieces in from different areas, right? Same with this over here, right? That looks kind of Egyptianish, right? It came out of something like that, right? And the idea is, and I haven't got around to, I was going to do that today, was over here, right? See where this hill starts? I'm going to build what looks like you see in the Stargate movie, which is that city where on Abydos, right? Now Abydos now doesn't exist, but this will be a replica of that in another land, in another place, right? And the reason you want to do it starting from this hill is if you look at the Stargate movie, the other buildings go up the hill, and you can see that one stands above the other, and so on into the background. Okay? The biggest problem with this map is there literally isn't any place level around here to build on, so it becomes a bit of a pain to get things to sit right. Which, well, you know, that's, I have to start messing with the map a bit that way too, and that's another ball of wax to start playing around with. Let's see here. What was I doing down here? Oh yeah, just messing with guys. There's the hologram. There's a little hut. I just wanted to see what it would look like, right? It's got an entrance to it on that side. You can actually go inside that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, LOD. Yeah, see, as I move back, it changed appearance. That's what they call line of distance, and you can set that up in the thing depending on a user's settings. Now I'm going to probably set this up a little bit differently, a little higher, so that that doesn't change on me as I do things. So the problem is that you take performance hits when you do things like that, where you're not using that line of distance as much. It'll save you in the end, but you know, I want things to look as good as possible, and if I'm doing it cinematically, the PC will do it frame by frame at a proper frame speed, so that when you go to see it back, it looks crystal clear like a top-end computer. It just means that instead of you know, it being done in 2 hours or an hour, it takes me 2 hours or something, or 3 to you know, render out the whole scene, right? And then I'm going to have to get into, see, not everything's done in one go either, right? You can do little clips and little clips and little clips and just tag everything in together, right? You'll notice that in shows, and 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 this is something for, say, hobbyists to remember, that if you have people talking and they're interacting, right, and then it cuts to, say, a spaceship, start counting one Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and if you count the seconds, you'll notice that you're never usually going to see more than 5 seconds. It's usually between 3 and 5. Okay. Now, big space battles are different. Okay. I'm not there yet. You know, I've done some stuff where I have little minor battles in the past, but that was on different software too, so there'd be a learning curve for that end of things and stuff like that. And I still got to figure out how I'm going to do that gate. the gate animation. That's yeah, scratching my head on that one a little bit. Like, I mean, I got water that kind of looks like the gate without the light in it. You can see through it, you can see behind it, but you can't put a light behind it and the light doesn't come through it. Whoa. I sat there trying everything there yesterday at that. Anyway, so and the other thing is these three buildings right here are going to be kind of sort of what will be the kind of walls that will go right over here where this hill starts to go up, and you'll have that one part that comes out and then it goes back in, and then there's just lesser walls that go all the way across, and then you have these taller buildings that come up, stand up behind them. And I'm going to design it so you got a little marketplace in there, and you got everything else in there, and you can wander around, you know. In the end, when I'm done with all this, I'll just pack it all up as a level and give it out for nothing. And that's going to be the, you know, the end game of things. And then people can have some fun with this, and they can make their own little scenes and their own little bits. So what I do will allow fans to do more with stuff like this, right? You know, recreate stuff, do this, do that. You know, just you know, just having some fun with it. Anyway, okay, guys, and that's just today's little short video. While I'm just sort of, I was doing stuff with ice and different things today. Take care, guys.